I said I'm not afraid anymore. Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore.
Hey, Kevin.
Some ice cream.
No, Peter, you finish your food. You get back here right now, mister. Don't you get down from that chair or you're in big trouble. You put that ice cream back right now. I mean it. I am not kidding around. I am not gonna say it again. If you put that ice cream in your mouth, you're gonna be in big trouble, young man.
I hate you! I hate you! I want my mom!
Uh-oh, Bears. You just got your kneecaps bitten by the Detroit Lions.
Great job. Great job. Here's what's crazy is at some point we're going to look back and say, man, we just got 13 wins, franchise record. Detroit Lions, never done this before in the history of this franchise. We're going to be able to look back and say that. But not yet. Not yet. Because you know what we got to do next week? We got to win, man. We got to win. But you know what we said? Play Detroit Lions football. We did that and get the W. You guys did that. And we may roll it all the way down the table just like this. You find a way to win the game. And we found a way to win the game. We lean on each other and we use all parts. All right? That's a good job, man. I got one game ball. I don't even know the stats. Critical. Great job, St. Brown. No, it's you. Here we go.
Let's keep going, man. Like you said, let's keep going. Love y'all.
Good. Man, everything we got goes into San Fran. Everything we got, man. Great win. Break it out.
Yeah, work it out,
Hey, big win today. You know we gotta keep stepping, keep going forward, never backwards. Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Way more.
Remember last week when Lions fans were squirming and panicking the sky was falling after losing just one fucking game? I had no concerns after last week, and I had no doubts coming into this game. I had no doubts. Lions just went into Chicago, took over the trap, and sweep the Bears. It's always good to sweep Chicago. Although this one isn't as fun because we don't have Judah tried to feud with right now since Judah's still busy feuding with his own goddamn fan base. Now, what is the point of Judah's feud? At least when I feuded with the Lions fan base a couple years ago, I at least had a purpose. Judah, I think, is just doing it for attention and clicks and being the troll bitch that he is. But anyway, we got the win to move one step closer to the North in that 1 seed in the NFC. But before that, let's see how the rest of Detroit sports fared. And for once, I'm not wearing a Lions jersey. Because for the Christmas and the holiday season, it's ugly Christmas sweater time for the one rare time of the year where I bust this ugly shit out. Yeah, hold on a second, I just got it the light on. but at least this bitch lights up. Just like how the Lions lit up the Bears today. So let's take a look at how the rest of Detroit sports fared out this week. Well, another frustrating week for the Wayne Wheel after another bad week. And well, the week started off pretty strong with a big win over Philadelphia Wednesday night to go up to win 6-4. And then the home-and-home series was once again the Waynes got dick punched back to reality. As they fell behind early against Montreal in the first game of a home-and-home against Montreal, as the Waynes tried a furious comeback late but fell short to the Habs. And in the second game in Montreal on Hockey Night in Canada, the Waynes started off getting the first goal of the game, and then proceed to give up 5 unanswered goals to Montreal to lose 5-1. Jesus fucking Christ, now we're losing home-and-homes to Montreal, the Habs, the fucking Canadiens, the team that's been spinning the fucking wheel of mediocrity for the last couple years, that have no fucking identity. We're seriously losing to Montreal now? God damn it. Yeah, that home-and-home against Montreal and that frustration, that just shows you that the Yzer plan is not going well in Detroit. And honestly, the fact that Derek Lalonde's card key still works is fucking astounding. Like, Jesus Christ. And the Waynes got 1 game left on Monday, tomorrow, before the Waynes head off for Christmas break. The first of 3 breaks coming up, because we also got the All-Star break, and then that break for that Four Nations face-off thingy. It's alright, I know what the Four Nations face-off is. I'm very familiar with it. We already know Canada's gonna win the Four Nations face-off. Let's face facts. But yeah, just another frustrating week for the Wayne Wheel. And a lot of us still wondering, what's it gonna take to fire Derek Lalonde? If there is anything to get him fired. Like, if y'all think if a loss to St. Louis gets Lalonde fired, yeah, keep dreaming that. That ain't happening. Yeah. I'll just say this, Chris Illich. Your dad would be disappointed in how much you ran this fucking team, how much you ran his fucking team into the ground. Like Mike Illich is rolling in his fucking grave right now. Honestly, it's probably a good thing Mike Illich isn't alive right now, to see Chris run this team straight into the fucking ground and make the Waynes now one of the worst teams in Detroit. Jesus fucking Christ. And to think that there was progress for like 2 or 3 months last year, only for all of it to come down and crash and burn. Sadly, by the time the Waynes do something with Lalonde, it will probably be too little too late, most likely.
Detroit basketball!
Now on to the Pistons, and sadly, no, I don't got a Pistons Christmas sweater. Every time I tried to order one, they've never had it in my size. Damn it. But I do have the Tigers one right here, which is just Detroit with a giant baseball, and then there's like a giant D on the back. Plus, the Tigers are in off-season right now, so I might as well just bust this thing out for Christmas. I mean, I only wear ugly sweaters only like once or twice a year, usually around this time of year for Christmas. And shit, and then I put those bitches straight in storage right after. That's why the Lions lights always work so well on it, because I rarely fucking wear and use it. So it makes it last longer. But anyway, to the Pistons though. The Pistons, they start off the week well, as the Pistons are continuing their push for the playoffs. As the Pistons, they got a very tight win on to start off the week against Miami, where they had a big lead and then blew it, but were able to hold them off late, especially with Cade Cunningham being an all-star. Like, usually Cade Cunningham should make the all-star this year, especially when healthy. But then the Pistons had a bit of a roadblock when they lost to Utah later this week, as yeah, they fell down early, and despite the Pistons' best efforts to come back, they just fell short. Only real highlight was Ron Holland getting into an altercation and then getting fined for it after taking a trip on the NBA wheel of discipline. Well, that's kind of sad that that's the only highlight from Utah. Fuck. But they were a bounce back against Phoenix and got a big win to keep going in the East, to stay alive in the Eastern Conference race, winning 2 of 3 this week. As the Pistons keep the good times rolling and keep pushing for that keep pushing for a spot in the play-in. Currently sitting 10th in the Eastern Conference, Like, even though there's still a lot of work to be done with the Pistons, they're definitely making progress. I can't believe I'm saying the Pistons are a better team than the goddamn Red Wings, but hey, if the shoe fits, I guess. Definitely a massive improvement over last year, that's for sure. Because around this point last year, Pistons had like 3 or 4 wins at this point. Now they're at 12 wins. I believe a couple more wins for the Pistons this year, and they'll already have more wins this year than they had all of last year. And we're not even halfway through the season yet. That's the crazy part. And the Pistons can only go up from here. But yeah, another solid week for Detroit basketball. The push for the playoffs and the push to keep progress and developing continues on. Alright, now to the Lions this week, as the Lions, like they've always done since 2022, since starting 1-5, every time the Lions have lost, they bounce right back the following week with a win. And this week against Chicago was no exception, as I haven't feared the Bears for the last couple years, that today would not be that fucking day. As yeah, Detroit pretty much Detroit dominated this game right from the get-go. It got a little bit off to a slow start with a field goal, but then Detroit would get 2 turnovers right off the bat from Caleb Williams and Romaduza. The first one, Caleb tried to hand it off to Romaduza on a jet sweep, but Oduza never could secure the ball, and then it fumbled right out of Caleb's hands, and Josh Pascal recovers. And then it ends up being punched in with Jahmyr Gibbs running the ball in for the touchdown. And then Sonic does Sonic things, as then Jahmyr found the Bears padding on the goalpost and wiped his ass with that padding. Just like how Lions fans wipe their ass with the Bears every chance we get. And like, all I say when Jahmyr Gibbs wiping his ass with that Bears goalpost is, and grinding all over, it's like, so this is what it's like to be the Green Bay Packers when you beat the shit out of Bears. Very weird times. Damn. And then the Bears following drive, Oduza gets a 20-yard catch, only to fumble the ball yet again. God damn, Romaduza definitely got the fucking butterfingers right at the start of the game. And Detroit would then respond with that with a field goal. And then shortly after that, Detroit would then answer with a big bomb. As normally, Jared Goff doesn't throw bombs. I don't know why people keep saying Jared can't throw the ball. Jared obviously can. Just Jared rarely does it. He always plays it safe. But when Jared does fuck the ball and chuck it deep, it always ends up being a bomb. And for Detroit, he would light up the Bears secondary in so many ways, as he found Jamison Williams early in the second quarter for an 82-yard touchdown, which is the first time the Lions have got an 82-yard bomb since Stafford threw that big bomb to Calvin Johnson back in 2013 against the Cowboys during Megatron's big game. Jesus Christ, I can't believe it's been 11 years since Detroit had a touchdown pass like that. Fuck. But yeah, Jared Goff literally did the whole fucking J-Mo is somewhere down there. And pretty much once the Lions got that touchdown, it was game over after that. As once Detroit got that touchdown, 82-yard bomb from Jamison Williams and went up 20-0 early in the second quarter, that effectively ended the game right there. As after that, Detroit never looked back after that. As really, both teams would exchange some touchdowns, as the Bears got a couple touchdowns and Detroit got one from Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then in the first half, Jake Bates tried to attempt a 65-yard field goal, which would have been a career high. It would have been fucking something if Jake Bates could have got that 65-yarder. The worst part of that missed kick to end the half was that kick had the power and the distance to make it all the way through. It just didn't have the accuracy. Just went wide right by about maybe a foot or two. God damn it, that would have been something to make that kick, especially when Gio Tribe rubbed in that 66-yarder Justin Tucker made a couple years ago for one of his Bears hate weeks. It would have been something to rub it right back in Judah's face for karma for 3 years ago. And then really the second half was just a defensive stalemate. Mainly part of it was Detroit killing the clock, as effectively Detroit did their job right off the bat, as they had pulled off one of the most weirdest trick plays I have ever seen, but it worked to perfection. As for Detroit's final touchdown pass, the ball snapped to Jared Goff, and then Jared intentionally pretended to trip over and nearly fumble the ball, and then recovered, and then threw a touchdown pass to a wide open Sam Laporta in the end zone. And then they really oversold that this was on purpose when they had Jahmyr Gibbs intentionally fall over. It was like, that is one of the weirdest trick plays I have ever seen. I have never seen someone intentionally try and act like they fumbled the ball on purpose. Like that trick play from Jared Goff to Sam Laporta with the Goff bot with the fake botch snap, with Jared pretending to stumble and then getting back on getting back on his feet and then throwing that touchdown to Laporta. That just shows you the Lions were not taking Chicago very seriously. But then again, when has anybody ever taken the Bears serious, right? And honestly, perfect karma for the Bears, because Bears fans talk shit all week. And they were talking about how this one's going to be different because we barely survived on Thanksgiving and we needed Matt Eberflus to be a fucking moron to win that game. Well, we didn't even need Eberflus in this game to be a moron. The Bears just proceeded to shoot themselves in the foot. And yeah, well, for the Bears, you can't make that many mistakes with a high-octane Lions offense. And the Lions made sure the Bears paid for it, as after that touchdown pass, all the Bears could muster after that was a field goal. And then both teams exchanged punts. There was a missed 4th down on the Lions. Because, well, fuck it, you're up by 17 points. It's honestly just testing some shit they're probably going to try out in the playoffs when push comes to shove. But in the end, we end up reaching the final score 34-17. As the Lions win and they sweep the Bears for the 2nd time in 3 years. And now have won 5 of the last 6 against the Bears. So now Detroit is back to having Chicago's number. And also humbling Bears fans who won in Chicago. And Detroit stayed undefeated on the road this year. As Detroit is now 7-0 on the road this year. And they got 1 road game left next week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And also, Detroit also set 2 franchise records this week today. As Detroit set the record for most points scored in a single season with now 475 points on the year. Damn, this Lions offense has been fucking electric and fun to watch. God damn, they're fun to watch. They broke the fucking record for most points scored in the season in franchise history. And also, the Lions, for the first time in franchise history, have won 13 regular season games, breaking the previous records of 12 wins set last year in 1991. As now Detroit has 13 regular season wins for the first time in franchise history, now to 13-2. And the Lions hand the Bears their 9th straight loss in the season. Crazy to think the Bears haven't won a game since starting 4-2 and giving up that Hail Mary to Washington. And the Bears season has gone downhill since then. Well, Detroit felt no pressure. Like, honestly, this game wasn't even fucking close. Like, it was just an absolute fucking blowout from start to finish. Just the Lions had their way with Chicago and absolutely dominated them. And Detroit is now 5-0 against the NFC North this year. And also with Chicago swept, it now means 2 NFC North teams down, 1 to go. You're next, Minnesota. See you in 2 weeks. But before that, we got a little business to take care of in the NFC West in next Monday night. As we got another division to go try and sweep and got some unfinished business with the 49ers next week. As we got a little payback on our minds against San Francisco after what happened in the NFC title game last year. And I don't fucking care if San Francisco got eliminated today. It doesn't change a damn thing going into next week. You know, I still have revenge on my mind from that game. It doesn't fucking matter what's happened with San Fran. I still want payback for that NFC title game last year. But yeah, Detroit also getting some outside help thanks to Washington beating Philadelphia. Like I said in the picks video, I said Philly was going to get smacked in the mouth before the playoffs. You know, I don't know why everyone was panicking after last week. I had no panic. Like, honestly, everyone just needs to fucking relax and just chill out. Like, some people just need to shut the fuck up and let Dan Campbell and the Lawton Company do their fucking jobs, god damn it. As, yeah, Detroit had this game in hand from the start, and once they went up 20-0, they never looked back. Just was an absolute dominant game from start to finish. And yeah, Detroit gets the win, and they move 1 step closer to that 1 seed in the NFC. As Detroit, the odds now currently say Detroit's odds to clinch in the North or clinching the 1 seed are 70%. But those odds go to 100% next week. Could go to 100% by next week. Because now with Detroit winning, Detroit's in the driver's seat to potentially clinch both the NFC North and the 1 seed next week. All they gotta do is beat the 49ers next week, and then we need Green Bay to beat Minnesota. I don't want to root for Green Bay for anything, but sometimes in life, you gotta do things you don't want to do. I don't want to, but it has to be done. As really for Detroit, we've accomplished almost everything. We've broken nearly every franchise record there is. The only thing we haven't done yet is get the 1 seed in the NFC, make the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. And we have a golden chance to check one of those boxes off next week. And if we lock up the 1 seed in the NFC North next week, then that Week 18 game against Minnesota becomes pretty meaningless. Although I do like Detroit's chances if it comes down to Week 18. But yeah, that's all for now. But if Detroit wins, then we don't have to worry about Philadelphia entering Week 18 at least. Because Detroit would have tiebreaker over Philadelphia on conference record. But anyway, Detroit gets the win over the Bears. We sweep the Bears because the Bears still suck once again. And they will continue to suck. And Bears fans keep saying that Ben Johnson's coming over to coach you. Ben ain't coming to your shitty franchise. Because Ben Johnson actually has fucking standards, and bitch, you don't meet those standards. Got the win. Now it's time to focus on San Francisco next Monday night. I'm out. Fuck the Bears. Enjoy and Judah Tribe. One more thing but when you're done feuding with your fan base and want to come up in the comment section, I want you to take that broom and make sure my basement is straight up and clean. Or I'm gonna take that fucking broomstick, shine it up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your ass. Actually, on second thought, you may like that too much since we all know you're a closet homosexual. Especially with how homophobic you are towards gay people. Especially when you show up on camera with no t-shirt on. Like Judah, we all know you're gay. You can come out of the closet anytime now. But anyway, enough of that. We got the win. Now on to San Francisco next weekend. Let's continue that push for that 1 seed in the NFC. Just relax and believe in MCDC and Jared Goff. I'm out, and as always, and in terms of the Bears, I want to wish them a Merry off-season, Happy Christmas, and as always, go Lions.
Let me tell you something. I love this team now. I got goosebumps, gentlemen. I love this team.
Right on his belly, and I can't tell if Caleb Williams was trying to bring it back out there.
Detroit, let's work. Hey. Takes a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Takes a little bit more. Yeah. It takes more to be one pride, a little bit more to be Detroit. It takes more to be this live, a little bit more to make this noise. One pride, more fight, more heart, more grit. One pride, more fight, more heart, more. Still rep the city and we still gritty like we did it before. Still defend the den, except this time we brought a little bit more. We ain't kicked off, it sound like we scored. Turn it up, that's what kickoff is for. When you talking about one pride, we don't get loud, we deliver the roar. Tell them boys when the coin flip, we gon' come with it, don't fumble it. The pressure's high and the fresh jerseys with block numbers gon' double it. Hey, it's one pride and the Lions did what they up against. This Detroit, if it's smoke, we ain't never ducking it, let's kick it off. It takes more to be one pride, a little bit more to be Detroit. It takes more to be this live, a little bit more to make this